Howdy, 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 my name is Anashi Sasuke. Welcome back to Let's Read Prequel, or Making a Cat Cry the Adventure. So, in the last episode, I'm not sure what happened. I know the episode before last we did the walk-around thing and I missed a lot of stuff from it. But right now, I have no idea what's going on. So, the Urban Moose wrote, Kadia, we're excited about the guild meeting. Gage? But please be cautious upon entry. Remember, there seems to be some controversy surrounding them, and we don't know what it is yet. Be prepared to accept the fact that you may not like what the guild has to offer. Come on, this is the Mages Guild we're talking about. It's a professional, government-regulated organization of magic users. It's not like they're gonna lead you into a dark alley and mug you or anything. You'll be fine. Boop. Ndoto wrote, First of all, it'd be best if you apologize to Tavia for rudely breaking off your conversation with her in order to talk to Steve. After making sure that you guys are both still cool, politely inquire as to whether Tavia might be willing to pay some coin in order to take some of the loot you happen to have acquired off your paws. Remember, no haggling. Anyway, all this magic stuff is super exciting, but you've got a bigger priority right now, earning some money. Wizard or not, you gotta show Quillweave and yourself that you're capable of being a reasonable, self-sufficient individual. Okay, well we got a link then, let's just consult it then. Open it in a new window. Start. Sorry about the interruption, Mr. Shopkeeper. I'm just kinda anxious about this Mages Guild thing tonight. It's fine, take your time. Let me know if you need help finding anything. The shop's kind of a mess right now. That's okay, I can sympathize with it. Though, actually, there is something I'm kind of looking for. Shoot. Would you happen to have any books on magic, like something for a student on the magical arts? Nothing in stock right now, I'm afraid. Sigrid tends to buy all those books as soon as they arrive in town. No idea how she affords it on top of all that charity. But if you're a prospective mage, perhaps I could interest you in some fine magical scrolls. I got 2 new ones in today, Summon Skeleton and Heal. Thanks, but I'm kind of on a tight budget. I don't want to spend it on things I can only use once. Unless it's something to eat. Like, what's this thing? Some kind of weird Cyrodiil celery? That's a leek, imported fresh from Shetcombe Farm. It tastes like, sort of like a mild onion and pretty good when grilled. If you're trying to get by on a tight budget though, there's something better you may want to consider. This is corn. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I actually grew up on it. Corn is pretty great! And versatile. You can grill it, steam it, boil it, cream it, pop it, salt it, butter it, spice it, ferment it, eat it off the cob, eat it off a plate, grind it into a meal and bake with it. Mix it with rice, mix it with soup, mix it in chili, bake it into bread, bake it into pudding, make it into chips, make it into grits, make it into grits or corn, make it into candy, make it into a chowder, even make it into a souffle. The Count himself buys his corn here, as do most of the guards, except the elves, for some reason. Anyway, I was also thinking about maybe getting some new clothes if that's something you have. Oh, sure, what sort are you looking for? Well, I've been doing a lot of running around lately, so I'm looking for something with better freedom of movement, a decent pair of shoes, and maybe a bit more in the way of supports. Right, I'm sure I can find you something, though I admit I've got a bit of an imp problem upstairs where most of my wardrobes are. Just come back in a day or two. If they haven't left on their own, I'll hire someone to take care of it. Then we can probably get you outfitted for a good 10, 15 septims. Sounds good. Though, about the septims part, here it comes. I don't have much in the way of coin right now, but I have some fine imported because I'm interested in selling. Alright, that's fine. I meet plenty of traders who come into town with just their wares. From that dumb grin on your face, I'm assuming you've got something valuable. I think you'll find my goods suitably enticing. Yes, behold. Not exactly what I was expecting, but I can get you something for it. How much are you looking to get here? I guess like 60 septims, conservatively? Enough to get me through the day and buy this book for my best friend. Right, I'll see what I can do, so tell me about this stuff. Oh. Alright, what's the... Well, as you can see right here, I have a fine paintbrush for sale. It's probably made of horses or something. Worth a modest amount, I assume. This one, not so much. I'll be honest, it looks pretty old and the bristles are clumped together like it wasn't cleaned properly. I don't think I could resell it to anyone. Oh. Well, that's okay. Honestly, I was thinking about hanging onto it anyway for art stuff. Wolf pelts. These are... wolf pelts! Fresh off some wolves. Freshly dead wolves. They're pretty torn up. Yeah, it turns out it's really hard to get something's skin off. But they're still pelts, right? Someone can still use them for pelty things? Maybe. Sure has about 2 septums down for the set of them. That's more than I was hoping, to be honest. Okay, machete! Perhaps I can interest you in a deadly machete! A fine weapon for any traveler. First of all, that's a woodcutter's axe, not a machete. And secondly, sure, I'll give you an okay price for it since fall's coming up. Can you part with it for 4 gold? Maybe I was hoping for a little bit more since it's my only weapon. Well, think about it. I don't want to force you into selling it if you're not comfortable. Though, if it makes you feel any better, you're perfectly safe inside Kavash's walls. It's not like you'll have to jump up and defend yourself in the middle of the night or anything. Heh, I guess you're right, yeah. That's 4. What's the difference between gold and septums? Are septums more than gold, or are they just the same thing? I don't know. How about these quality leather straps? Everyone loves leather straps. I can buy them, sure. Does 3 septums sound fair for the bundle? Maybe you could go a little higher? I mean, they're practically as good as rope. Right, and 3 septums will be a fair price for a bundle of rope. Oh. So, this, funny story, see... Yarn! A useful resource... That's not how you spell resource. Also capable of providing hours of entertainment. Entertainment for people who enjoy knitting, that is. Fair enough, we take 1 septum for it. That's... certainly a price. But think about all the potential sweaters and mittens contained in this ball of yarn. I'm sure those are worth quite a bit. If you actually make some sweaters and sell them, that's one thing. But right now, it's just yarn. 1 septum is the highest I can go. Oh, I understand. Dinnerware. Surely a fine gentlewoman, sorry, such as yourself would enjoy some fine imported dining utensils. Imported from where? Because it looks like you kind of dug them out from one of the trash barrels outside. Okay, yeah, but it took a long time to find the whole set, so maybe you can consider that. Right. I guess I could clean them up. Maybe I can give you a septum for the whole set? That's better than nothing. Broken staff. This is a broken, scratched up stick. It's a sundered wizard staff. No, I'm fairly sure this is just a broken stick. Ingredients. How about some of these nice, fresh alchemical ingredients? I collected them on the way here. Well, Anteloma cap is worth a little bit. The table mushrooms aren't exactly alchemical, but they'll sell. I'll give you an even 2 gold for all the mushrooms. The rest of this, though... this is just some bent metal, regular grass, decorative flowers, and some kind of teeth. How about the flower seeds? Aren't those used in potions sometimes? If they were flax, sure, but you could use the seeds in a magic... you could use them in a magic potion, but these are just primroses. Can I do anything with primrose seeds? You could grow more primroses? Oh. You can have this planner for it if you want. Ruined book. So I'm assuming you wouldn't be interested in a ruined book. I might. Sometimes a decent ruined tome does sell for whatever reason. This one, though, this is just vandalized. Also, it says Quill Weevil on the inside cover, so I'm kind of worried it might be hot. Oh, yeah, I guess it is a little stolen. But just a little. I mean, we're friends and she knows I stole it. Yeah, I'm not getting anything for this book, am I? Ring. Alright, wait, you'll love this. It's the best thing I've got. An elegant, vibrant ruby ring. The kind of thing a classy, wealthy person might wear to look prettier. Observe. Cute. Yeah, let me see. Jewelry is usually good business, though I admit this is a particularly high-quality piece. No enchantments either. Will you take 15 gold? I admit I was expecting it to appraise for a little more. So if you got anything else? A carriage full of goods waiting outside? No, I was kind of counting on this being enough to help me get started. I'm sorry. I tried to give you the best prices I could. I'm sure you can make ends meet, right? I'll find a way, yeah? Thanks. Right, well, just let me know what you want to sell, what you'd rather keep. I guess that's the whole flash. Okay. Additional resources. Music by my username's Mud. Background tiles, Dapper Pixel, Bropocalypse characters, squiggles, objects, Wimbrel, pointing out extremely obvious spelling errors, Ryavis programming, Chevy Ray Johnson, Flashpunk, Pidgel, really handy script, Shock Tool, a single sound effect, concept and visual style inspired by Andrew Hussey. Moving on. Right? Moving on. Okay. Zelnaga wrote, sell, wolf pelts, leather straps, yarn, dinnerware, ingredients, and ring, 24 gold. What are the other commands? Physic wrote, go back to that bookstore and buy some magic books for 1 septum! Obviously, Sigurd has conned the proprietor that they're that cheap. Obscure reference wrote, also see if you can kill all the imps in her house for exchange for new clothes and some money. That turned out alright, you guess. You were kind of hoping to get at least enough for Quilvy's book, but you can work with this. You just gotta find some more jobs you can do, and you'll be back on budget in no time. Before leaving the store, you asked Ivy about her imp problem, and if she'd be interested in hiring an intrepid young wizard to handle it. She thanks you for the offer, but reiterates that she still wants to give the imps another day to find their own way out. And if that doesn't work, she'd rather hire a professional, someone she knows won't get killed on the job. You also check in with Hurdle about those 1 septum magic books, hoping maybe you can learn a spell or two before tonight. He says that the restoration tome for Quillweave was his last one, though. The Mage's Guild buys most of his magic books, so you have to bother them, not him. Shoo! Ah, well, just more to look forward to about tonight, you guess? You're trying to keep a positive attitude, and it kind of helps if you keep your mind busy, you know. Keep pondering new ways to make some coin, like that lady that was totally a vampire. For instance, you asked Ivy what alchemical ingredients people actually buy. You didn't recognize most of the things she named, but she did say primrose leaves might be worth a coin or two. And even if nothing else works out, pretty soon you're going to have a regenerating supply of primrose leaves right at your fingertips. Yep, you're still doing fine. Everything's going to be fine. Fruckert wrote, wait, shouldn't Connie start detoxing pretty soon? Detoxing from... what? Nope, you're doing fine. Let's just concentrate on the job hunting. Pajal wrote, we show off some amazing dance moves that even rope climbers would envy, and we're seen as standing under street lamps. We should stop cutting off opportunities because other people might think poorly of us. Fuck them, we don't need them. They never helped us before, and no matter how kind we are to them, it doesn't like they will help us. So let's dance, show off our moves. If they think it's perverted, then they're the ones who are perverted. We are dancing. And if they won't let us win the competition because they think it's perverted, again, fuck them. Just another thing to check off the list as having been tried. We will not go through life regretting what we could have done any more. We're going to go to the Mages Guild. We're going to better ourselves if they let us. And by Cadia Manigan, we're going to make it this time. Our way. Have we been over this already? Look, you're really trying to forget about that poorly thought out pole dancing escapade earlier today. Maybe it's something you would have done for money back home, but you're a wizard now. That means you can make a living in a proper, respectable way you can be proud of. Sure, maybe you shouldn't care what people think of you, but you do. You want them to see Cadia Manigan, a person and a wizard, not some cheap subhuman cat thing doing their half-naked flips to pay for its next round of sweet, cold, refreshing mead. But if you're strapped for cash later and get some decent magic training tonight, maybe you can come up with an act using magical fire or something, maybe. Been thinking about it a little. Definitely excited to do column. Nothing. Maybe column. Design sign. Evict imps. Evict slough. 5 more ingredients. Clean stuff. Succeed in life. Dance competition. Vampire column. You move the dance competition into the maybe column with the stipulation that whatever you do will look classy, respectable, and wizardly. And really cool, so don't embarrass yourself. You still got a few days to pull something out if you actually do decide to enter. Heck, maybe you'll get lucky and some major event will distract everyone while you're performing. Sabata 2 wrote, you know what a well is, right? A big hole in the ground. A big hole filled with water that contains fish you can catch / kill, sell, and or eat. It's literally fish in a barrel just waiting for you to go after them. Of course, in the meantime, you still have plenty of options. Lots of opportunities to show everyone how responsible and useful Cadia Manigan can be. In particular, you recall meeting a woman who was trying to solve a slaughterfish infestation in one of the wells. Maybe she'd be willing to pay for some wizardly assistance. Even if she's not willing to pay you, perhaps you'd be able to eat or even sell those fish if you get them out. Sounds like a win-win. You head to the well. Whew, looks like you showed up just in time to inadvertently save Kavach. Case well. XP wrote, Connie, why the fuck is succeed in life in your mental maybe column? You just figured it made more sense there, since, I mean, it's so little dubious whether you'll actually be able to... Alright, fine. You move succeed in life to the excited to do column. Optimism, yay! The voice and the muse wrote, you're going to see the Mages Guild tonight, and you might even be able to become a full member. That's something to be excited for, right? Super duper extra excited for a column. Oh, don't worry, that already has its own column. Go to Mages Guild to totally learn some new spells or even join. Yee! Scoot wrote, that lady with the poison is bad news depending on what kind of poison it is. All of Kavach is in danger if she pours it in the well. We need to stop her, Cadia. I recommend you try to talk to her. Find out if she's already poisoned the well. If not, try to talk her out of it. Mention how dangerous this is and how hiring a certain cat wizard is much safer. While you talk to her, position yourself between her and the well so if she makes a move, you can stop her. Anyway, while sorting your goals into arbitrary categories, you've inched your way over to the crazy poison lady, and conspicuously positioning yourself between her and the well. So hey, you say after a short, uncomfortable silence, what's with that, bottle of poison you got there? Oh, this? The woman explains that some slaughterfish got into the well. She's trying to get rid of them. She thought about poisoning the well to kill them, but then she thought about it hard and realized that would be a really bad idea, so she didn't do it. That's good, you say. You tell her that for a second you thought she was actually going to, but then the woman continues. She started thinking about it even harder. She realized that her whole goal was to get rid of those fish, and the poison would do that. It would do a very good job, so poisoning the well couldn't be a bad idea, could it? If anything, it started to seem like as though poisoning the well would be a good idea, with some rough edges. And she started thinking, what if there are no bad ideas, only good ideas with varying degrees of roughness? She was overcome with this terrifying new worldview in which all ideas are inherently good. If that was true, then would poisoning a well really be so bad? Maybe poisoning the well is the best idea. What do you think about it, Katia? Sneaky Robot wrote, politely explained to the nice lady that she is She didn't think that out too well. In the nicest terms possible, you tell the woman that she's probably not the best person to be dealing with wells. How about if you kill those fish for her? You have some ideas about how to handle it, ideas much safer than poisoning the well. The woman says she'd be very appreciative of any help. She says she's not really the best problem solver and was actually hoping that someone more qualified would come along to offer to lend a hand. You are more qualified, right? A person with qualifications? Hoster Guard wrote, let's see what our current list. Your current list is adventurer, layman sign maker, dedicated delivery woman, wizard in training, master of exotic dancing, resource gatherer, barterer. Now isn't that an impressive list of more or less respectable professions? Yeah, you're allowed to feel warm and fuzzy feeling all over once you have achieved in the shortest time you've been allowed. I've said that the wrong way and I don't really know how to go about fixing it. Qualifications, pfft. Not only are you an experienced adventurer, layman sign maker, dedicated delivery woman, budding wizard, exotic dancer, trained resource gatherer, and vicious barterer, but you are also a natural hunter like carnivore, killing fish, piece of cake. You killed at least 2 fish this week alone, almost twice that if you count crustaceans. Watch this. 20 Dragon wrote, Katia, you're reasonably good with fire, right? You can just throw a fireball or 12 down the well and kill or at least drive off the slaughterfish. Dono wrote, also, is being a Khajiit that uses fire anything like being a cat in heat? Oh, right, no magicka. You have some other plans too. That's good, she says. She looks forward to seeing what you come up with. Maybe she'll learn a thing or two watching you. Karn Warrior wrote, Katia, ask about the density of the slaughterfish in the well. Does it open up underneath? How many fish are in there? If you plan on going inside personally, you'll need room to maneuver. And if you plan on using a fish net or something like it, you'll need to know if there's a chance that the fish hiding in some underground crevice. You ask the woman a series of questions about the well and the fish, but she doesn't seem to have any answers. All she seems to know is that it's a well, and there's slaughterfish in it. Using your dark vision, though, you determine that the well goes about 20 feet deep before reaching water. You spot at least 2 fish moving around down there. With your current inventory, you're sure you can come up with some way to evict those fish. Hopefully some way that doesn't involve climbing into the well, because... Slot wrote, do you want to end up being known as the cat that got stuck down in the well that the city guard had to rescue? Yeah, getting stuck would be actually the least of your problems if you fell in. You don't know how to swim. Thessalos wrote, slaughterfish are predatory and go into a frenzy if they sense blood. You can use this. Take the ball gag and smear it with some blood that's conveniently flowing from your eyes. Way ahead of you. This contraption you made should do the trick. The slaughterfish will bite onto the ball gag, which is smeared with fresh Khajiit blood, and then you'll scoop them up in the bucket. Easy. I mean, come on, that's clearly why you made your eyes bleed in the first place. Surely you wouldn't be stupid enough to turn on your dark vision in broad daylight again. Boop. Jaja wrote, or Justice League of America wrote, Katia, doesn't this woman have a name? She knows who you are. You should complete the introductions and find out more about her. She's wearing what looks like a leather apron and apparently has easy access to poison. Is she an alchemist? An assassin? Knowing her profession and skills may give you another angle in solving this problem, and at very least, if she does jump the gun and poison the well behind your back, you'll know who to blame when you tell the guards. And what is her personal interest in clearing this well? Clearing the whole city of Kavacha is... Clearly the whole city is not dying of thirst, so there must be other sources of water. Is this her well? Does she just really have it in for slaughterfish? While you wait for a bite, you decide to strike up a conversation with the woman. Is she trying to clean out the well? If she's trying to clean out the well, you assume she's a groundskeeper for the count. Oh, no, she says. She's just visiting town. Supposed to meet someone here. Very hush-hush. Don't worry about it. It's just, she heard about the slaughterfish in the well and thought someone ought to do something about him. Figured she'd try to help, despite being utterly unqualified, a little clueless, and likely to cause grievous harm to herself or others. Yeah, you've totally been there before, but don't worry, you got this under control. It's a bite now, time to reel it in. Honestly, you don't see the big deal here. I mean, it's just some fish in a well. Slaughterfish, she corrects you. They hate everything. Oh. Right. You tell you read about them in a book once, though it didn't actually give you any tips on getting rid of them. The Spaz wrote, try sharpening the stick into some makeshift spear, or have someone else do it, and tie it to the well rope and start throwing away. But it's cool, you have plenty of other ideas. Maybe you, like, harpoon the suckers. Piece of cake. This should do it. You confess you don't have a very good throwing arm, and maybe not the best spear crafter. Daydream wrote, kinda should run over to the church, get a quick recharge / blessing, and then attempt to fry those fish. Right. You tell the woman it looks like you're gonna need magic for this, which for you means finding some spells to absorb. So wait here and don't poison the well. You're gonna shuffle off to the chapel real fast, see if you can get a quick heal or something. Oh, you know healing magic then. The woman says the need comes up frequently in her line of work. Too frequently. Think you can take care of those fish now? Shouldn't be a problem. You say those fish are as good as toast. You tell the woman to stand back while you think up a bunch of derogatory cat jokes to power your magic. There we go. Katia, is this kitty going to catch the fish in the barrel or not? Isn't catching fish your favorite dish besides mice? Come on! There are plenty of mice to crawl around and you are hungry. And besides, a cat saved the town, no fish was spared. That is the title you're looking for as a mighty mage. That should do the trick. Or not. You do know the fish are underwater, right? The woman says she's no expert, but she doesn't think fire works underwater. You explained that you were trying to kill the fish by boiling the water. The woman asked if you ever boiled water before. Sure, you said, I mean, a pot over fire anyway. Boiling a well can't be that much different, right? Keep trying, though. We'll get it. Sabata 2 wrote, I'm going to be very, very disappointed if this Khajiit gives up on trying to remove fish from a proverbial barrel and continues to claim to be Kadia Manigan. Don't worry, you still got plenty of ideas. You can handle this. Kadia Manigan can handle this. Besides getting some fish to eat and scales to sell, this is going to be your way of showing Kavash that you are a competent and useful individual. Someone who can approach a problem and just straight up solve it, rather than run crying to someone else. Under Unclever Title wrote, well, fire's out, but that's okay. You got this. You can freeze the little buggers, probably. You tell the crazy poison lady that you're going to try some different magic, like maybe using another element, something that will get you a quick clean kill even underwater. She says that sounds like a great idea. She really would prefer humane, peaceful kills if that's something you can actually do. You tell her you'll try. Unclever Title wrote, maybe, instead of when you form your magic into a ball and ignite it, you can try another shape, like the spear you just made. Focus with your mind and whittle it down bit by bit if necessary. Give it a very sharp point, and then imagine a blizzard, a searing cold that chills to the bone. Then thrust it down as hard as you can. Mentally, your aim is better in your head. This kitten might need mittens if she's shooting icicles out of her paws. She uncomfortably points out that you're still making fire and it's still not working. Shiku wrote, if cat burns make you shoot out fire, then maybe a different kind of burn or pun will make you cast a different element of magic. Jake Rose wrote, oh, you only know one spell. Your spell book is thin as a sparrow. Give it a nest already. Walk away, freeze a bird, and do something else. Red Grim Grin wrote, lightning is associated with air. Air is 90 degrees from fire on the classical element scale, so we need a statement that is not opposite of a sick cat burn, but is rather at right angles to one. How about a confusing dark alpha double entendre? Dunmer, I hardly know her. I used to know a girl from Morrowind. She totally had the corpus disease, if you know what I'm saying. How's that? Bah. These, on the other hand, don't appear to do anything at all. But you've got more ideas. You can do this. Vitavici wrote, you've had quite the idea figured out with the bucket and the ball gag there, Kaidi, and I believe it was working. All you need now is a stronger bucket since the other one sucked. Wait here! Wow. Okay, wow. Those fish don't take shit from any bucket. You're pretty sure the blacksmith said she didn't need those pails back, though. The final Wraith wrote, you know that broken bucket handle looks like? A hook. Time for another round of fishing. And apparently those fish can bite through rope, too. You didn't even bait the hook. They just bit it off. But it's okay. You'll still figure this out. Heart in the right place wrote, bow and arrow might be a good idea. I'm sure the guy you saved from that lock room would be happy to lend you one. Now there's an idea! Wait here again, and don't poison the well. Behold! Alright, that was a bad shot. You've never used one of these before, and thought it would arc downward more. Got just the right angle. You apologize for taking so long with this? You explained that you really want to help out, but it's proving more complicated than you thought. The crazy woman sighs and says, it's fine, take your time. She adds something incoherent about how we can't all be nectarines, though you might have misheard that slightly. Almost hit the water with that last one. You thank Minion for lending you the bow. He says you don't have to worry about the arrows, but you insist he'd take at least 2 coins for them. You're trying to wean off using other people for charity. Talon of Truth wrote, best idea! Grab a bunch of very large rocks and toss them down the well. Even accounting for water resistance and the slaughterfish agility, they should be crushed if you use enough rock to fill a well. Ask the weird lady if she'd like to help Khajiit with rock. Okay, it doesn't let that rock kill any fish, but if we drop a couple more, one of them will probably will. Probably, we can do this. In fact, it might take a few more hours, but if we fill the whole well up with rocks, it would either bury the fish or suffocate them, but I guess that would cause an even bigger problem, what with the well being full of rocks. You admit you're starting to think that maybe the poison isn't such a bad idea, like maybe you could pour it down the well and then get an antidote to pour in after it? You ask your new friend if that would work, or if antidotes don't... Oh. Crazy lady, hello? You guess she left. So I'm going to click this button, but we're not going to do that yet. In the next episode, Kade is going to stop trying. So, that about does it for this episode of Let's Read Prequel. If you liked it, a like and a subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, you need to do either one of those things. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.